Hey, Tubies. It's Psychic Bob. Well, here we are. We are live tonight. Is anybody out there? You know, guys, we don't have any viewers, so it's going to take a few minutes till they see the notice and come on. So
yeah, it hasn't popped up yet.
I'm going to set up our chat so I can see the chat while we're doing
it just popped up. They'll start coming now.
Okay, let me refresh my screen here. Okay, it just popped up.
Hi, Debbie Bailey. Hi, Fondling Pitchforks. Hi, Dawn Chance. Hi, Melanie Miller. Hi, Queen Dean. Hi, Amy Crafts. Hi, everybody. Hi, Mama Bird. Hi, Kimberly B.
All right, guys, hold on. I'm trying to get our chat going
Hi,
here.
everybody. Hi, Mama Bird. Hi, Kimberly B.
Okay, there's our chat going. Oh, we got a lot of people. Mama Bird's here. Kimberly, Jennifer Becker's here. Haley Pritchard's here. Hey, Haley. Debbie Bailey's here. Melanie Miller. Angela's here. Amy Bell's here. All right. Queen Nadine's
here.
Mia Laurie's here. Nova's here. Dawn Chance is here. Michael Hickman's here.
Oh, wow.
That's my brother.
Is that your brother?
All right. Well, here we are live. All right, guys, hold on just a second. You know, Angela, how I'm technically challenged half the time.
Yep.
So bear with me here as we get this all going. All right. Well, guys, I'm so glad you all came out tonight. We're going to have a great show tonight. This is going to be a real special time. We've got a lot of people here. And so I'm excited. My name is Lord Bob Hickman. For those of you who are new here, I am the High Priest of the Order of the Purple Cord. We are an eclectic Wiccan order, and this is our new show. Every Sunday, we broadcast live from 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock. That's East Coast time, or you can judge your time zone. 7 Central, 6 Mountain, and 5 Pacific. And for my viewers overseas, we've got 1 a.m. London time. Giving shout outs to our overseas viewers. We got anybody over there in London watching tonight? Or the UK? And it's 2 a.m. Paris and Germany time also. So welcome to our show. Well, what have you been doing today? Tell me about your day.
Well, I worked for the first part of the day, but after that, I was busy finishing up a Purple Book of Shadows. So that was fun. I was sewing the pages and gluing on the cover and all, and putting on the finishing touches. It's pretty cool. So that's how I spent the last part of my day.
I love it. I think that's very exciting. You know, guys, you have to pop over to Lady Angela's website, which is rarewiccaspells.com. There's Darlene Weinbrenner's there. Hi, Darlene. And she makes amazing books. We talked about that last week. And
I'll show you this one.
Say that again?
I'll show you this one. It's not all the way done. I don't have the corners and all. But this is a big, giant purple one. It has beautiful, all throughout it, beautiful stuff. This is the one it still smells like the fresh glue. But yeah, this is what I've been working on today. It's got purple ribbons and all. It's a big purple, it's fake leather cover and all. So it's a lot of fun. Pretty heavy. This thing weighs at least 5 pounds.
Oh my gosh. Well, there you go. So you guys have been, a lot of you are new to the order and new to Wicca. You want some help with your Book of Shadows, definitely visit with Lady Angela. Okay, she's going to help you. Well, I tell you, I am so excited tonight because we've got another special person here tonight. And as many of you know, the Order of the Purple Cord, we have a council, the Council of Elders. And the council consists of myself as High Priest, and we have Lady Angela, who is High Priestess, another member of the Elder Councils, who is Lord Tony Paulson. Tony, will you say hello to everybody and introduce yourself?
Hello, everybody. My name is Tony. I am the Lord Guardian of the Order of the Purple Cord, also Keeper of the Sacred Sword.
That's right. We're so glad you're here, Tony. Tony does an amazing work for the order. When we formed the order, how long has it been? About 2 years now, Angela, since we started the
No,
order?
it's been longer, Bob. It's
Has it
been
been?
at least a little over 3 years now.
Has it? Well, I never know where the time goes. We've had so many wonderful people in the order. And when we first met Tony, Angela and I said, this guy's amazing. We have to bring him into the council. Time practice of doing spiritual work. He's an eclectic Wiccan. And he's a powerful and old soul. And Tony, do you remember when we first asked you to join the order?
Yeah, I do. You gave me a phone call and asked if I'd be willing to do this with you, and I agreed wholeheartedly.
Well, you know, my psychic senses were just on, and Tony's a wonderful person. And many of you follow us on Facebook, you know, Tony from over there, but you may not have had the chance to see him on YouTube. Tony, do you still have your YouTube channel going? Tell us about that.
Yeah, my YouTube channel, I haven't done much on there lately. It's Anthony Lightbringer. It was mostly just me doing things with spirits in my home. Seeing if they want to come out and play. Yeah, see if they want to come out and play, do what spirits normally would do in the house, like race around and bug people. I have one video on there from doing a energy healing experiment from my other website. So that's about it. I haven't done much else.
Well, you also have a big following over on Instagram too. Do you want to tell about your Instagram page?
My Instagram page is just mostly good-hearted, good-hearted fun, poke fun at certain issues, spreading the love and spreading the light at the same time, make people feel good about themselves.
I think that's wonderful. Well, we're going to put the links for Tony's pages in the info box below this video. So we'll get that to you guys. You know, Tony, you know, when I asked you to join the Order of the Purple Cord, I said, Tony, I want you to do it. And my original intent, and Lady Angela's original intent, I think, was just that we wanted somebody who had a kind of what I call an eagle eye into the spirit world, who could, in a sense, stand as a guardian and be a shield for the members of our order. You know, our order was created as a place of refuge. And we have a lot of people that come to the order who say it's the only time that they can meet others of like mind in a safe environment. And, you know, I told Lady Angela when we first saw her, I said, you know, we need somebody who will help maintain that safe environment. And that's what you're doing for us. And, you know, we've really appreciated your work. And one of your works is working with the sacred sword. The order has sword. It's the guardian sword. And Tony is the keeper of the sacred sword. And Tony, why don't you tell us a little bit about your sacred sword?
Well, basically, it's a sword. It's mainly a tool. You can use it for whatever. It's not sharp. It's like your antheme. It will act like a large wand, and just, you know, what a sword would do as a tool.
I think it's beautiful.
I love it. It's amazing.
And Tony, did you do rituals of consecration for your sword?
Actually, no, I haven't yet. I actually, it may be just a version of what you might have done with it, but I do energy work and I do energy healing work, and I focused my energy and called on the angels to help focus their energy into keeping this sword in the light.
I think that's wonderful. Well, you know, I think it's like when Angela and I are working on trying to set up a group ritual where we're going to do a live ritual. And maybe when we do that, we could all do a group ritual to empower the sword. What do you think about that?
That'd be good.
Yeah, I think that'd be a good idea.
Yeah. You know, because
I
since
actually
it's
have a ritual.
Say that, Angela?
I actually have a ritual, but it's more for consecration of an athame, but we could certainly make a special one that's for consecration of a sword.
I'm thinking we want to do that, and that will give further power to Tony's work, you know.
Yep.
I totally agree.
Love it. You know,
So
as the
as
Lord Guardian, Tony is, as I said, holds that place of sacred energy that allows us to work. You know, Tony, sometimes you might not see him. You might think we haven't seen him before, but he's in the background. And as he does his daily spiritual work, he stands as the guardian. So if you've ever had a time where you felt kind of scared and you've come to our page at Facebook and said, guys, I'm having a struggle. I'm so glad you're here. Tony is one of the reasons that you're able to be there because, you know, Angela and I have had attacks on our page in the past. Fortunately, they've not succeeded. And I credit that to the spiritual work of Tony. And when we start doing our group rituals, Tony's going to do some amazing things.
I'm looking forward to all of that.
I am too. So, Tony, I want you to tell us, you know, you've been doing light work for a number of years now. And I'd love for you to share with us some of your work and what your spiritual focus is.
Oh boy, that's a tough question for me. Big words is hard. Spiritual focus.
Well, for example, like one of the things is that I know that you do spiritual guidance for people. A lot of people reach out to you. I know on Instagram I've seen with challenges in their lives. And you've been a source to help them find the light, haven't you?
I've tried, yes. When they've reached out and need someone to talk to, I've talked with them or sent healing energies over their direction, and
That's
it
wonderful.
just knows where to go.
Well, you know, I think you do an amazing work, and many people love you. And you've helped countless souls. I know I've had people tell me, oh, Tony's amazing. And I'm very excited, you know. I think that, you know, part of your work as I envision it, is that as a guardian, when people have a sacred space, it allows them to heal. So you're a healer and a guardian, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
What do you think?
I can surround their space with protective energies or spirits if they need to keep their rituals safe.
Oh yeah, and tell you we're going to need that because you know there's always trolls out there, always people want to make a problem, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, a lot of people come to me and they say, "Psyche Bob, I'm scared. Somebody's put black magic on me, a curse on me." And I tell people, I say, you know, this is why it's important to have spiritual connections. You know, when you have a problem like that, you can come to our order and you can have a refuge, place of refuge, you know. I think it's so important.
Absolutely. I very much agree with that. And, you know, in the Purple Cord, we have a really far stretching group across the world in many different locations. And it's just full of light and positivity. And Tony, he's been on our Purple Cord page from the beginning too. And it's just a positive atmosphere. We might share things that we might not be able to share with others, like pictures of our altar or questions or requests for different rituals or spells that we could do at a certain time, or prayer requests. We get a lot of those too, and that's all wonderful and good, and we're all here to help each other in ways such as that and more.
Yeah, what she said.
You go, boy. I'll let everybody in on a fun fact here. Here's my pouting. Little known fact, Psychic Bob actually invited and told Tony about the Purple Cord before he ever even mentioned it to me. Tony was the first to know
What?
about
I
Bob's
don't
idea.
remember. Oh, you know what? I think
It's true.
Well, you know, I was forming it and I had all of this in my head at the time, you know.
Yep.
Absolutely.
That's a fun fact.
I like to keep that one a secret so there's no fighting between the two of you.
It's too late.
That doesn't matter. You know, the fact is, I say the Spirit brought us all together, and so many people have, you know, been benefited by the work of the order.
Yep.
You know, I wish when I was a young Wiccan starting out 20 some years ago that I'd had an order like the Order of the Purple Cord, because in those days the internet wasn't as strong as it is today, and a lot of Wiccans in the early days of, you know, back 20 years ago, if you weren't in a major metropolitan area, you didn't have access to a coven or to a group. And I think that, you know, we've created this group. Oh, there's Gavin Hines is here from England. Yay. Hi, Gavin. Lovely full moon. Is tonight the full moon? I thought it was tomorrow.
Oh my God, is the moon full and bright? Yesterday, she was huge in the sky. I believe it's called a super moon, what we're having, which brings me on to
Oh, it
a
was
question.
amazing.
People are asking, do the three of us or any of us do full moon rituals? And I tell you, I do rituals for every cycle of the moon, especially on her waxing, waning, full, and new cycles. I go out there and I have a special book of shadows with incantations I read for the situation and just to honor and give thanks for the blessings throughout the month that I've received. So yes, I always do, not just full moon rituals, but moon rituals.
Yes, I also love to do full moon rituals. I cast a circle. If I can, I go out into the park and do it. I reconsecrate my tools that needed, bless charms. Yeah, I love the full moon. I also honor the dark moon. And a lot of times on dark moon, I'll do scrying rituals or, you know, work with my scrying bowl. And it's fascinating, or my black mirror.
Mm-hmm. And you, Tony?
Myself, since I work late at night, most of the time I don't get to go outside and do much with the moon.
Yep.
I do peer at her quite a lot when I get the chance to. I will
Yep,
thank
and
her for
that's
the
okay
energies I'm
too.
receiving.
Yep, and that's okay too. Some people in our chat are asking us about how they worship the Mother Mary, and you know, Bob, I know that both of us, we're also big fans of the Mother Mary as well.
Oh, I love
honor her as the Mother Goddess, one of the personifications of her.
Absolutely. Mary is, to me, a form of the goddess.
Yes.
And in fact, there's a wonderful scene, Angela, you know what I'm talking about. There's a movie called The Mists of Avalon.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, and you know, at the end of I don't want to give the whole movie away, but you have to see the movie. But at the end of that movie, you know, when they think that the pagans have kind of been dismantled and the Christians are taking over the world, they show the Morgane, the priestess, is talking, and she shows that the mother has emerged in a new form, and they show people praying to Mother Mary. You know that scene, Angela, at the end?
Yes.
Right.
Oh, there's so many parts of that movie I love. There's one special part to me, and it has the knight, and he's there, and he's praying for help, and he's at his wit's end, and he's in dire need, and he's praying to heaven above, please just appear. And who came was the goddess. And he said, well, I was praying to God, my father. And she said, yes, and I am the one who appeared at your side. And it kind of shows how the goddess appears in our life as a lot more actively, or at least to me. And I liked that little angle in the movie where it talked about how sometimes the goddess, the mother, will appear in ways in your life that are more obvious, but yet she's still a part of him. They're one, you know, but I really loved that part of the movie. That was one of my favorite parts.
Absolutely. In fact, can I show you guys? I have a beautiful picture of Mary that I recently discovered. And I had it
that's
in my house.
amazing.
I framed it. Hold on, let's see if I can get it so there's not so much glare on it. There she is. Can you guys see her okay?
That's amazing. She looks like the face of your very large goddess statue you have. The face
Yes, she looks
the
very
same.
similar to her.
Yeah.
Yes. And there's the Immaculate Heart. Now, for those of you who are interested in Mary, one of the things I read recently on a pagan website was that the Immaculate Heart of Mary, you see the flame of the goddess Vesta. And in ancient Rome, they burned the sacred flame to the goddess. And this is a continuation of that. So if you live in a household where maybe you can't put up openly pagan stuff, but you want the goddess, you could have a picture of Mary out and people wouldn't know any difference.
Yeah.
but you
In
don't
fact, I
know
have
what it means.
statues of Mary on some of my altars now, and many of the different, what do you call the little cards or whatever you get from the Catholic Church? What are they called?
Holy card.
Yes, I have several of those, and I have them decorated around a statue of Mary. And I keep a candle lit on there every time that I'm home. I light it and blow it out at night. So yes, we very much honor Mary, who is Mother Goddess.
Absolutely. So, try to remember this, especially for those of you who are so new to Wicca and asking a lot of questions. Divinity is available in many forms. And, because you have one form of the goddess or the god, doesn't mean that other people's forms are invalid. So see the goddess in many ways and forms, and you will find the mystery of the goddess that you enter into her power.
Absolutely. Which
Absolutely.
Isis is, the mother of 10,000 names, which Isis, Mary, all of these deities are all of the same. They're all parts of the same, like a diamond with many faces. And each facet, we assign a name or a certain characteristic, so our human mind can understand and contemplate something so much bigger than ourselves. That's why all the different saints and gods and goddess names and everything, they're all really part of the same bright light, the same diamond, the same whole. It's just a way for our human minds to comprehend and connect with it fully.
Absolutely. Tony, do you have any goddess forms that you particularly revere?
Not necessarily. I do worship Isis with the order, and I do talk to her here and then, and I talk with Horus. Pretty sure I've had a visit by him at one point or another. So that's really about it for me.
I really connect with Isis and Horus, and I relate them with Mary and Jesus of the mother and the son. Then you have Isis and Horus, and me as a single mother with a son. It's just another way for me to more intimately relate with something that's bigger than myself, and the love of a mother for a child or a father for his child. It's that parental thing, that love, and there's a lot of power in that. So, yep.
Absolutely. I so agree with you. I saw recently a statue. It was a museum, I believe it's in Rome, and they had this statue of Isis nursing Horus, a very
Yes.
famous image. And I saw that and I thought, well, if that's not Mary and Jesus in their pre-incarnate form.
Yeah. Yeah.
Amazing, I think is amazing.
Yes.
Speaking of Horus, who I just love, Horus is a very powerful god. I've had a lot of mystical experiences with Horus, like literally in my altar, feeling his presence. One night I was literally praying to the goddess Isis and felt literally as if somebody was standing right in the room behind me. And I heard him say, "I am Horus." It only lasted for a few seconds, but it sent chills up my spine. And I started researching Horus and realized, wow, he's an amazing god. And he's very powerful. And Tony, I'm so glad that you've had a connection with him as well.
Yeah, it was pretty much exactly as you described it too. Is I started talking to him, introducing myself to him, and who I am and how he works with me, and I did feel the presence show up behind my left shoulder, and it got warm. I knew it wasn't anything else. It had to have been who I was talking to.
Wow.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
That's amazing. I actually have a tattoo on my arm that has there's several in like a band, and one of them is the Eye of Horus. And I connect, well, it's on my arm here, but I connect with it as a way of relying on Horus as the protector role and the lookout, and also as a powerful protection from evil eye. And something I particularly like about having the sigil of the Eye of Horus marked on your body in a permanent way, such as a tattoo, is it kind of gives you that edge of that lookout for when bad juju or bad vibrations or evil eyes coming at you. You can catch the signs and detect it. and also have an instinctual know-how of how to act upon it. That's one of the powers of the Eye of Horus that I really connect with strongly.
Oh, yes. You know, it's interesting. I was recently out walking and I saw a giant hawk fly over the sky. Well, than a hawk, but this hawk reminded me of a falcon. And I thought, there's a sign from Horus, you know, because he can take a human form with like a hawk head, I mean, a human with a falcon head, or he can take a bird form. So he has many forms. You know, so if you're somebody who wants to work with Horus, you know, and you want to call him to, he may come to you in a bird form as well as a human.
Yes.
Anthropomorphic, is that the word? Anthropomorphic form, meaning like a human style form. You know?
Yes.
Tony, when you had Horus, did you get the sense he was in his like anthropomorphic form or a bird form, or?
I really couldn't tell you.
Okay. Well, you know, it's just, I like to say, be open to however the gods reveal themselves. Because I think that a lot of times we go out and we seek, like, we want to know a god, and a god will sometimes appear to us when we least expect it, you know.
Yep.
Many of you know my story of when I almost died of a spider bite a few years ago, and the Virgin Mary came to me, and she told me to walk all night long. And I was so sick. And I went out walking. I walked for like 6 hours without sitting down, and it cured me of the poison, you know.
You know, how I connected with my matron and patron deities came from a meditation in a Christopher Pinzak book, in his book, The Inner Temple of Witchcraft. And it's a very powerful meditation, which basically you get into a deep meditation and then you visualize yourself. You open a door, and then here's the world tree in front of you that stretches up as far as you could see. And the base of the tree is so huge. And you see a little door on the trunk of the tree where you go and you open it. Now, you can either open that and descend the steps into the underworld and meet your dark god and dark goddess, which does not mean evil. Okay, it could be the protectors. It's just that more strong, fierce aspect of the god and goddess at times, or the more mystical aspect. But you can open that door and descend the stairs, and it wasn't scary at all. It was very enlightening and very, very real. It was awesome. And you memorize the signs and things that you see, because these are all symbols revealing to you these gods and goddesses that want to work with you. Or you can climb up the trunk and up the branches up into the top of the tree, and then you can be introduced or guided by the different animals that come to greet you and walk you. And that was a way that I got to meet several of my patron deities. And so meditation is a wonderful way. If you go seeking them, they will come.
I so agree. I so agree. Tony, do you ever do guided meditations?
I have never done an actual guided meditation. The meditations that I do them on my own. I lay there, focus on what I want to see. And I've actually seen a woman in a blue dress flying around in my mind's eye. Not sure who that was. At that moment, I've seen an angel literally flying further past. And of course, I got too excited and like, oh, this is pretty cool. And I snapped out of it.
Sometimes it's scary sometimes.
It's hard to hold that sacred moment. It's like we want it to go on forever, don't we?
Yeah.
Exactly.
I think it's wonderful. You know, I think anytime we get to have that link and see the spiritual world, it's powerful. It leaves its mark, you know, and it always leaves its mark on us. Absolutely. I was just looking here at the chat. Oh, there's Brian McHugh. Hi, Brian. Good to see you. Amy Bell's here. Hi. So many wonderful people. Oh, there's somebody there named Dragon Queen. Now,
Yeah, she's
Tony,
been interacting a lot.
You work with dragons a lot, don't you, as well?
Dragons?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have spirits of 7 of them with me.
7? Oh, my God. I didn't know that many.
I have 3.
Wow. I have a connection. I don't have a dragon spirit, but I do have a giant snake spirit, the voodoo snake
Ooh.
Damballa. He's one of my protectors. Have you ever heard of the voodoo snake Damballa? He's the cosmic world snake, and he's white, and he has piercing blue eyes. He's beautiful, and he's a snake, but he's a loving father to the earth, and he's a protector to all who call on him. He's kind of like a dragon. He's the size of a dragon, even though he's a snake.
That's cool. That's cool as all. So in the chat a minute ago, so people were talking about stairways, and I thought, that's pretty much a really good topic to ask you about, Bob. What's some of the psychic symbolism or meaning attached to images of a stairway?
Stairway means that you're meant to either rise to a new level in your life if it's an ascending stairway, or if it's a descending, it means go deeper within yourself. Usually when we have a stairway, that's a sign that we're ready for more growth in our life. So if it's like a stairway going down, it means you need to take time to go within and more will be revealed. If it's an ascending stairway going up, that means it's Spirit's calling you to step into a new role in your life. Oops, my light just went down. Hold on a second. This light goes out when it gets overheated.
I agree with that. And a big part of spiritual development is if you are there in your mind's eye and you see the stairs, not only do you need to look up at the unknown and the bright at the top, but also you have to look at the dark part too and wonder what is it within yourself that you're still afraid to face. And you can venture into yourself and gain a lot of spiritual development just by that, coming to terms with who is and what is your shadow self. You know, and once you embrace that and are brave enough to begin discovering that, it really will empower you and raise you up to a whole other spiritual level as well. So don't be afraid to descend the stairs and explore a deeper, darker, more hidden part of yourself.
Scott Free in the chat said, "Stairway to heaven." I like that. Yes. Stairway to heaven. Perfect. Tony, what are your insights? Any thoughts about stairs? Have you ever had a vision of a stair or a dream that's been significant?
I have actually had a vivid dream of, it was like riding up an escalator, and the colors around were definitely not what you would normally expect. They're all light browns and cloudy, and it almost looked like there was like a couple bar scenes off to the side, and it was different, but I knew it was a spiritual experience that I had to go through, and I haven't figured out what yet.
Huh. That's fascinating. Yep. It's interesting. Did you say there was an escalator, or did I misunderstand that?
Yeah, it was an escalator, not stairs, but an actual escalator that I was riding with other people.
Oh, I love that.
It was going up into the clouds.
So there's technology in the spirit world.
That reminds me of something Bob told me before, that sometimes in our dreams, we actually see ourselves, we're at school, and we're actually learning lessons that when we wake up, we don't necessarily remember, but we actually get trained in some kind of spirituality in classes that we take part in our dreams. Isn't that true, Bob?
Yeah. Many people are brought into the spirit world to do lessons. And I learned this firsthand many years ago. I went to a seance, and the medium told me that a spirit guide would be taking me into the spirit world soon. Well, at first I thought, oh my God, it means I'm going to die. And they said, no, they're taking you in for the purpose of learning. Well, I'd forgotten about that message, and I didn't really, have much connection. And then I started having experiences of being literally in a classroom. It was so vivid. It's like it really happened. It wasn't just a dream. It was an astral projection. Mm. And in this classroom, they were teaching me how to use the power of my mind to levitate rocks, to move objects, and to do spiritual, to levitate all of this. And they told me, it was interesting because I looked around the room and they said to me, they said, see all of these people? Many of you are being brought here. And I was told at the time that the earth was preparing people to be light workers, and that many were coming that were ready for their advancement of their soul. And it's interesting because I've had a lot of readings where people have come to me and said, Bob, I had this dream. I was in a classroom and they're teaching me this profound stuff. But when I come back, I've forgotten most of it, but I know I was taught important stuff. And that will happen. And the thing that I learned about that is that if you have that experience of being in the astral realm in the classroom, don't worry if you remember it when you come back, because they've put it deep inside of you, and that knowledge will emerge when you're ready for it, when you need it.
Bob, people are asking how to go about joining the Order of the Purple Cord and if it is free. Do you want to?
Sure. Yes, membership in the Order of the Purple Cord is free. We charge no membership dues. We have just a few requirements, though, for membership, and that we do take these very seriously. The first one is that you have to send us a request in writing to join the order with your name and full information. In that, you need to state that you are willing to abide by the Wiccan Rede. And the Wiccan Rede is very simple. It's basically, and it harm none, do as you will. Now, that may sound simple, but it's a profound statement and an agreement that you enter into, is that you agree in your spiritual work to not practice black magic, to do harm to others, no curses, none of that. So you're going to agree to be a member there. You have to agree to this, to promise and abide by the Wiccan Rede, and send us that in writing. So first is send us a notice that you want to join with your name and contact information. Then also make a statement that you will abide by the Wiccan Rede. And the third requirement is that you have to make a purple cord to wear. And last week I showed the cord, but for the new people, we ask you to make a cord. Oops, it's hard to see here, but this is my purple cord. It's woven out of paracord.
Right.
Now, you don't have to use paracord. You can use any purple cord that you want. Yarn, thread, string, rope, doesn't matter. Paracord makes a great purple cord because it's so strong and it's beautiful looking. And
Tony, is your purple cord paracord?
Yep, that's my paracord, purple cord right there. I don't know if you can see it or not.
Yep, we can.
Yep.
Mine
Perfectly
too.
braided, looking really pretty. Knotted on the end.
You've even made bracelets that were purple cords, haven't you?
I have. I got a black one on right now.
See how he does that, Bob? He really makes those bracelets. However he weaves them is neat.
They look beautiful, Tony. Can you hold that closer to the camera for everybody?
Yeah, it's just your typical paracord bracelet.
Oh, it's really nice.
I can't make those.
I don't know how to do it. Just your typical. You hear how humble he is.
Yeah, I heard him.
Yeah.
I
actually went and I bought the kit to make them with, so.
That's amazing. Well, so we ask for all the members to wear the cord. Now, the Order of the Purple Cord, the reason why we've chosen the purple cord as our symbol is that purple is a very rare color. Well, it was back in the ancient days. And back in the ancient times, the Roman times, purple was so valuable and so rare. And like each of our members, it represents that you're a person of great power and nobility, because only the most elite could wear the color purple back then. And the cord represents the binding, that we are all like the woven cord. We're bound together. We're one group in power and unity. And that's what it represents. Now, you can wear your purple cord as a necklace or as a bracelet, or like I have one, I hang it loose. In fact, I'll stand up here. It's like a stole, like a priest stole. The ends of this one are open and they just hang down in front. You can also wear it as a cincture around your robes.
Or
so there's a lot of ways
Mhm.
you can wear your cord.
Yep.
Angela, did you say something?
I was saying, or as you said, a cincture, which I was saying it could be a belt, which is basically a fancy witchy way of saying a belt is a cincture.
Yes, thank you. I forget people don't know the term. Thank you for saying
Yeah.
that. Yeah. Cincture is a belt, but the formal term is a cincture in ritual.
Yeah.
So you can wear your belt in many ways, okay?
Well, I'm excited because I went on your website at robert-hickman.com and I clicked on the books link at the top and I treated myself to a Yule gift. and order myself a copy of Psychic Bob's Spells. So I'm excited about that. It was so easy to do too. It was only $12 for the book plus a few bucks for shipping. So for like $17, I got a copy of not your newest book, but the one before. I already have your newest one, but I was missing the spells one. So it's on its way and I'm excited.
All right.
So anybody who doesn't have it, go to his website, click on the books link. It's very hassle-free, and I didn't even have to use my credit card. I could use my PayPal account to pay for it. So it was a very smooth, perfect transaction, and it's on its way to me now.
Oh, I'm so excited. I think you'll really enjoy that book. And this is my latest book. Speaking of books, for those of you who are interested, Psychic Bob's Book of Wiccan Wisdom. Do you have this one yet, Lady Angela?
I have it, but it's in PDF, because you can also save a few bucks on shipping on your website, on the books link, and order a PDF copy of a book. But I really like the hard copies, so that one I'm planning on ordering in hard copy. I don't have it yet.
Oh, okay. Well, don't buy it. You might get it for a Yule gift.
Oh, I would really like it.
And this is book, I love it because I did all the artwork in it. And here's my picture of the crescent moon among the stars.
Mm-hmm.
And I got pictures of witches doing everyday things. Here's a witch looking through his telescope at the little cat beside him. And we've got all sorts of, here's a witch casting a circle or casting an incense spell.
I love your artwork in those. They're awesome. And the way you write, it really is. I mean, I know you in off camera as well, and you're always the same guy. You're real, and it comes through in your writing as well. It's Psychic Bob. You don't change. You're real. Wouldn't you say so, Tony?
I would say yes. Yeah, every time I've talked to him, he's always been the same guy over and over and over. But,
yep. Which is not dull.
I'm here.
Yep. But in no way does that mean dull, because there isn't a dull piece of Psychic Bob.
Love me or hate me, I'm still here.
Yep.
Here's a picture that reminds me of the Order of the Purple Cord. See, there's all of this gathering for a ritual. Isn't that fun?
Yep.
I got to get me a hat like that.
Thank you for your support for my books. I have got a number of people written me this week, said you purchased books. I want to say thank you. And that's very nice. Your support means a lot. And it does help me to continue my spiritual work.
Mm-hmm.
So much appreciated. Much appreciated.
Yep. Everybody in the chat saying hi to Tony as well.
I say hi back. I can't see it because my phone won't let me do that right now. So.
Oh, it's okay. Hey, Bob, some people were bringing up some stuff about books of mirrors and stuff. And you were talking about Psychic Bob's Sun Sign book coming up.
Yes.
You might think about making a couple books that are theme related, like your mirror magic book, or your cauldron magic book, or fire element book, or earth element book. That would really be something really good. I know I'd love it.
I like that idea. I think that's something I need to really look into, I try to release a new book every year, and this year has been behind on that. But that's my goal every year, to at least get out one book. And this book, as I said, I'm behind on, but that's okay. I've had a lot of computer problems this year, and we're gonna get back on track with our book publishing and book writing. It's one of my passions. When I sit down and write, I feel like I'm channeling. And it helps me spiritually. And I think that the writings, from what I hear, seem to help a number of people. And I'm thankful.
Speaking about writing, I've never done what per se some call the, and I know you've done some automatic writing because you've written about it, and I've read some of that, and it's awesome. But I journal, and I find it quite meditative. And also like a spiritual journey, just writing out my thoughts of the day and the thoughts that spring up from that, and kind of having a conversation with myself in a book or a notebook. Journaling is a very good way of meditation. It can be.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Tony, do you journal at all, or have you ever?
I've tried. It doesn't work for me.
It's not for everybody.
No.
That's true. And, if you're somebody who tries to do it and it doesn't work, don't feel bad. That's just one way,
Hey, we got a good question.
Yeah.
Any advice for protection when Mercury is in retrograde?
Yeah, that's from Scott. Hi, Scott Free. Well, you know, when Mercury is in retrograde, this is the time when you have to watch multiple things. One of the things is any contracts, or if you have to, double, triple, quadruple check anything that you sign. During Mercury retrograde, it's not the best time to do things like buying a car or buy a new computer, because not only could you have problems with the contract, but then on top of that, you could have mechanical problems because a lot of weird mechanical stuff happened. I used to work at a company years ago, and the entire phone systems would go down. And I was one of the people who was on charge of the help desk, helping with computer stuff on the phones. And when the phones would go on the blitz, I'd always say, wait, is it Mercury retrograde? I'd pull out my ephemeris, and damn, if it was not Mercury retrograde, like the first day of Mercury retrograde, it was without fail. So you've got to be careful with mechanical things, with business contracts. I would say don't do major purchases. Like don't buy an appliance, don't buy a house. If you're in the middle of something, you have to do it. And sometimes you do. Take it real slow. Get a lawyer. Don't do anything. Don't sign anything unless you have professional help. And even then, get a second opinion.
Yep, I agree with you, and especially negotiations and very serious conversations you might want to avoid because miscommunication is a rise.
Big time. And, you know, I've had a lot of people call me up, and it's funny. They'll say, I was thinking about, I don't know what's going on. My car has never had a problem. The engine light's coming on. I took it to the shop. They can't find anything. And I'll look, sometimes I'll say, well, let's look at the ephemeris. And they'll say, oh, we're a Mercury retrograde. And then they'll say, how long is that going? I say, oh, it's about 3 more days till it's over. So I usually tell them, okay, well, let's wait 3 days and see if your car improves. And almost every time when something like that happens, if I can tell them when the end of Mercury retrograde is, it fixes it. It's weird, but it happens.
So people are asking us about, they're asking in regards to joining the Order of the Purple Cord, do we accept those who are hedge witches, southern conjurers, or Christian mystics and different sorts? Do you necessarily have to be Wiccan? And if there are any exceptions to that?
Well, we accept pretty much anybody who is of like mind. Now, we run the order and teach and operate in a Wiccan model. We abide by Wiccan teachings, Wiccan principles. Our rituals will be Wiccan. So you have to be open to Wiccan spirituality. If you're somebody who says, I hate Wiccan, I don't like the way Wiccans do it, this may not be the order for you. But if you're saying, like, say, I thought it was good as Southern Root Conjurer. See, I think a lot of the Southern Root Conjurer people share so much in harmony with Wicca.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they actually do. So there's really nothing that's against. But if you're a Southern Root Conjurer who does curses on people, then the Purple Cord may not be for you because we don't allow any black magic.
Correct.
So, you know, some conjurers, root conjurers, do practice both sides. So if you're somebody who does curses or, you know, cursing people or stuff, this order will not accept that, and it's probably not the place for you.
Yeah. And same goes for some people have said, well, what about if you're a practicing person of voodoo? Well, voodoo could go both ways also, you know, a light path with it or a dark path. And if you're of the dark path, then Purple Cord is not for you.
Yeah, because we're not going to support that. And it's not that we hate you as a person, but you're not going to find support here. And we don't wish to bring in the energy of black magic. I was in a group many years ago, a coven, where they just let people in no matter what they believed. And it really created disruption because they ended up having people come in that were doing curses and trying to get white magicians to turn into the dark side. And we just don't do that. We're very much focused on the principles of Wicca. So we ask, you know, to be a member of the order that you agree to the Wiccan forms and the Wiccan. Now, what you do at your own personal altar, you know, you don't have to do a Wiccan ritual. But when we gather as an order, we're not going to give up our tradition and change our order's practices to accommodate other religions in that sense.
Right.
So we are going to maintain our Wiccan form.
Right.
It's kind of like if a Protestant goes to Catholic Mass, for example. Most Protestants can hang at a Catholic Mass and be pretty much in harmony. They may not get every single theological point in agreement, but overall they can be at peace with that. And that's kind of how we are. You can be, a hedge witch and not necessarily Wiccan, but you'd be in harmony with us, because the hedge witches I've met are pretty close to us. And a lot of Wiccans also classify as hedge witch.
And we're not traditional Wiccan by the book. We are eclectic Wiccans. And so things that resonate with us, as long as it's in love and light and not out to harm others, we adapt a lot of that. And so we are very much eclectic. There are some questions about that. We just abide the read that we do not do harm against others or against other people's free will. Perhaps it's something you think that's in their better good, so you want to cast it on them, but if it violates their free will, that in effect is harming them. And that stuff we do not approve of and abide by at all.
Absolutely. And the thing is that as Angela was saying, like, we're eclectic. Now, there are branches, for example, of Wicca that are traditional, such as Alexandrian or Gardnerian format and very strict ritual. And if you're like a Gardnerian, you have to abide by the rules or you'll be put out. We're not into all that legalism. We believe in the spirit of the craft. And we want people to come who are exploring their magical selves and be free in that. And I think that the Wiccan Read sets a really nice kind of line of boundary for what you should do. So if you're questioning whether the purple cord is for you, analyze the Wiccan Read. And that will tell you, if you feel like you're not in harmony with the Wiccan Read, that you want to object to that, this probably isn't going to be the place for you.
Definitely.
We have a lot of questions. I can't see the chat. My eyes.
I'm trying to keep up on them. Some people were asking about if protection magic was black magic. I started to answer them that no, protection is not black magic, but it does depend largely on the content of the protection rites that you're using. Some protection magic could be used in a harmful way, but you have to be mindful, and that's how you avoid those pitfalls.
Absolutely. Like when people say to me, sometimes they'll say, well, Bob, I want to do black magic. It's more powerful. I always say to them, have you explored white magic? Because white magic, as Tony could definitely agree with me on this, has many rituals and ways to use energy that is very powerful, very defensive, and you don't have to actually harm anybody to stop evil or to change course of events.
Yep.
Okay.
Somebody wrote, Ron,
you
Wiccan Wisdom book really resonated with my already beliefs. Oh, thank you. Yeah, he's talking about this book, the Book of Wiccan Wisdom. I'm so glad you got it.
Tony?
Yes.
What did you say?
Oh, I just said that. Yeah, I definitely agree with Bob. You can shape the energy, the white light, however you need to see fit. You can put spikes on it. You can lace it with purple lightning bolts to shock whatever evil or negativity is going to be in the way. You can shape it however you want it.
Yep. I agree. Some of the hardest types of ways I've dealt with enemies or people that you feel are out to get you is instead of casting some razor blades or bullets at them, what I'll do is I'll do some magic to wish them something positive to happen in their life that's so good that it just distracts them from even thinking about me. And no longer are they focused on me and sending negativity my way. They're happy in their life. And it's just another example of how to mold the energy and send it out positively. And you always include like a fail safe in your spell, something like, as long as it's in accord with the greater good of their highest spirit, or something like that as a fail safe. And that way, perhaps that greater good maybe they're going through these things because that's what spirit wants them to do. You don't want to change that. So you always include something like, if it is by thy will, let it be. Or if it's in alignment with their greater good, let it be. But I agree with you, Tony. Absolutely. You can mold it however you want it and send it out. Sometimes when it takes real hard, like with your enemy, to mold it in a good way, that's going to come back at you more positive because it took that effort for you to send that good to that dirt bag or whatever, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Hey, Tony, Scott Free asked what went by, but Scott Free said, is Lord Tony inside of a castle? It looks like you're in a castle.
No, I'm in front of my fireplace. My wife, my son, and I just whitewashed it yesterday, so it's a little
It looks
cleaner
It
than
does
great.
look
usual
very
looking.
castle-like. I love it. I
Well,
think
we're
that's
so glad
wonderful.
to have you here tonight, Tony. It's been awesome, you know, and it's been cool.
Yeah, I'm glad to be here. We'll have to definitely gonna do this again.
Yeah, for sure.
Maybe I'll be a
I
little
had
more
such a
tactful
good
with it. Yeah.
time. And Tony's gonna, I think, if his schedule allows, be a regular with us, aren't you, Lord Tony?
I'm definitely thinking, yeah, I'll probably do it.
It gets easier, Tony. You know, at first it's kind of nervous, but after that it'll just, you know what to expect and you just go with it. We act like
Oh, yeah.
ourselves and that's that.
We
Maybe we'll
all
get
have
you
a
to wear
good
a hat,
time.
a witch hat.
Yeah, we
Well,
had
I'll
Tony
find
a witch.
something.
Do you have a witch hat?
Not yet. Maybe I'll make one out of paracord.
Oh, that would be neat. Show us how you can make one. I like that.
Yeah,
Ooh.
probably not gonna
Crafts. I
happen.
love crafts, but I'm not very talented like that. So I'd like to learn that.
Maybe I'll
Oh,
bake
you
one
don't
out of
give
clay.
yourself any credit.
Maybe I'll bake one
Magical
out of clay.
fox.
What's that, Tony?
Said maybe I'll bake one out of clay.
Don't do that. I tried it. Don't
Oh,
work.
that would be heavy, but it'd look cool, I bet.
Yeah.
Lord Tony made me the most
Tony makes
amazing
awesome wands, though. Hmm?
I
What?
said Tony made me the most amazing wand.
Yes. It was super cool.
It's beautiful. I have it back in my room, so I won't get it now, but I'll show that on the next show. So
Oh, everybody wants to send Tony a Yule gift of a conical hat, of a witch hat.
hey, I have to ask, since we're on the hat, let's ask the viewers. Are you guys wearing your hats when you join the broadcast? We have a lot of OPC members. Maybe you could make that part of your tradition that you put on your hat when you come to our gathering each Sunday. You think guys want to do that? I think that's kind of cool. And then you could send us pictures of your hats and we could show them what you're wearing.
That would be cool. Maybe we could have
Oh,
like
I
a
want to.
slideshow of the different pictures at part of the opening. Can we even
Yeah,
do an opening credit thing for live videos? I don't know.
I
I want
don't
to see
know,
that.
but we'll look into that.
Yeah.
Oh, my light's on there. Cool down. You know, this light, it gets overheated sometimes.
Well, I think
There's,
we're just about pressed for time there, Bob. It flew
I
by
tell you,
tonight.
I don't know where the hour goes. I tell you, I'll blink. Guys, it is getting late, and I do think we need to wrap it up. A lot of people have to go to work on Monday.
Me
And
too.
yeah, we all do. But guys, listen, I want to say thank you for being here. It's been so wonderful. And Tony, I want to send a special thank you to you for taking time out of your busy weekend to be here with us. And we're so excited. And, you know, in future broadcasts, we're going to talk more about Tony's work. We didn't get to it today, but we're going to talk about a new group that we're forming within the order next week, which is called the Knights of Horus. We'll have more about that. So you have to tune in for that. But we'll go back to that and talk about that next week. So, well, everybody's saying good night. Everybody's saying thank you, Tony, for being here.
Thank
Oh,
you,
thank
Tony,
you.
for coming out.
I was happy to be here. I'm looking forward to doing it some more.
Awesome.
Wonderful. Can you do us one more favor? Can you show everybody the sword one more time? I just think it's amazing.
I love the purple
Everybody,
tassel.
the sacred sword of the order. Tony's the
Well, I probably
guardian.
have to talk first, don't I? But yeah, here's the sword.
Yeah.
I have the power.
I have the power with the purple tassel.
Woohoo!
That's beautiful. I love it.
Awesome.
There's our
It's very
sacred
Celtic.
sword. And I think we're going to have to, you know, when we can get our rituals going, we're going to definitely do a group consecration of that sword.
Absolutely.
Well, guys, it's 9 o'clock. It's time to all say good night. Thank
Night,
you for
everybody.
being here. And I'll let Tony and Angela say their good nights. You guys take over.
Good night, everybody. Thank you for being here. Thank you, Tony. And we can't wait till next Sunday right here on the Witching Hour.
Good night, everybody. Had a fun time. Hope you always stay safe. Talk to you later.
All right, guys, listen. If you just tuned in late, this show will be rebroadcast in just a little while, so you can go watch the parts you missed. But make sure to be here next week, Sunday, every Sunday, 8 p.m. Eastern U.S. time, 7 Central, 6 Mountain, 5 Pacific, 1 a.m. London, 2 a.m. Paris time, and we'll have the Witching Hour. And we'll see you back here then. I love you guys. Sending you blessings. Make sure to like this video, favorite it, share it with your friends, hit subscribe, be part of our channel here. We'd love you to be here. Definitely go check out Lord Tony's channel. Tony, give us your channel one more time.
It is Anthony Lightbringer.
All one word, Anthony Lightbringer. I'll put the link below for that. Go see Tony, subscribe, and follow him. And check out Lady Angela's channel, which is Lady Angela Rare Wicca Spells. And the link below will be for that. You guys are best. I love you. We'll see you back here tomorrow. What's Monday? Oh, it's horoscopes tomorrow, Monday. Be here at Spirit Channel for your horoscopes, and we'll have those. I love you guys. Blessings to you. We'll see you next week for the Witching Hour. Blessed be.